Hi everyone, thank you for watching this special on Rochester Police Officer Denny Wright. My first interaction with Denny came through the Golden Apple nomination system. For those who don't know, News 8 presents a special award, the Golden Apple, to remarkable teachers in our area. We select the recipients through nominations submitted online. Students usually nominate the teachers, but Sonia Wright students are kindergartners, so that's not likely to happen. Sonia's husband, Denny, knew that, but also knew she deserved this recognition, so he nominated her. And his entry was so good, I bit. I gathered with him and others at school number 15 in the Rochester City School District and planned the surprise. That was in 2017, long before the attack that would claim Denny's eyesight. Before we get into that incident and the aftermath, let's start with that unforgettable presentation when joy ruled the day. Here it is.
You have to love this. It's Denny Wright and fellow Rochester police officers visiting the class of his wife, Sonia Wright, at the Children's School of Rochester. It's a visit they make often at Mrs. Wright's request.
The children, when at a young age, get to know that people in these scary uniforms, firefighters, police, are their friends, and that's what she keys on while she's talking with them.
Mrs. Wright also constantly stresses hard work, always holding her students accountable, their parents too, and sometimes even her administrators.
She has a strong moral compass that leads and guides her to dedication, commitment to what she does.
Assistant Principal Sean Walker helped us make this surprise extra big.
Good morning, everybody. We're talking about mixing it up. We're going to mix it up a little bit today. We're going to mix it up today. Miss Wright, can you come on down? Miss Wright, come on down, Miss Wright.
A baffled look before the entire student body, then this.
Hey everybody! How you doing? How you doing? Hi, Mrs. Wright. My name's Adam Chodak. Hi there. Because you teach kids the value of public service every day, we want to give you a Golden Apple Award. Congratulations. What is it? Why do you sacrifice for your kids every day?
I love my kids. These are my kids right here. But all you guys are my children. And I'm honored. I just love them. I want to give 100% of myself. I was taught that when I was growing up. Always do your best by my family. I'm so sorry, I get emotional. For those of you who don't know me, I usually don't get this emotional. But when I was growing up, my parents struggled and I was their interpreter. And it's important to always do your best. They taught me hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work. And that's what I want to give my children. And I want all you guys to know that community service is very important. You got to value our military, our police officers, our nurses, our anybody in the community that is working hard for you, because there are many people out there that love you and care about you. And I'm so sorry, I wasn't prepared for this at all.
But because you prepare your students for so much, you are a most deserving recipient of the Golden Apple Award.
After that, I kept in touch here and there with Denny, talking about the surprise and how he's doing. And then, October 4th of last year, I heard it was Denny Wright who was attacked, and I was looking for any and all updates in the hours afterwards. That attack happened on Peck Street. Denny was responding to a call when a knife-wielding man came at him. Police say that man stabbed Denny several times about his shoulder and face. It was gruesome. Despite the severe injuries, police say Denny managed to get the upper hand and subdue the man before civilians and eventually other officers arrived to help. By then, Denny was bleeding profusely. He had been stabbed next to his left eye, but the severity of the injuries left him blind in both eyes. The good news, if I can use those words, is that other than that, Denny is healthy, no other major injuries. He was out of the hospital and in rehab and then home in less than a month. His world was dark and different. Before we get into how he's managed that change, let's talk about why he was on the street that day in the first place. Here's the first part of my interview with Denny and Sonia. Most people, most police officers, when they reach your age, aren't actually on the street anymore, and yet you chose to. Why?
So I didn't get hired till I was 31. I always wanted to be a police officer, and I've thoroughly enjoyed every second, every minute of the career that I had, and I would continue if I could. I never wanted to be, in charge of the police officers. I wanted to be the one in the car, coming to the house and going to help people if that was possible.
And you did that despite knowing the risks.
Yes, the risks. There's always risks, and no matter what you do, it's not something you dwell on. We were trained very well, and that training ultimately helped in me getting through me getting through this assault that I sustained. People
Look at you, a remarkable teacher. They look at Denny, a remarkable public servant, and they ask, why the good ones, right? Like, why would this happen? Do you suffer from the why question?
No, I focus more on the good. And I'm trying really hard, day by day, focus on the good. And out of all of this, the community and the friends, the goodness of people have helped us a lot. I can't spend my energy on the evil. I can't spend my energy on thinking about what happened, because I wouldn't be able to function each day.
I won't argue that it's difficult. It is very difficult. But at the end of the day, as terrible as this incident was, I'm alive, and I need to learn how to be productive and how to be independent and how to continue doing what I did before in whatever different manner that I find. There's a reason that I got through what I got through, and I need to find what the next chapter of my life is.
So Denny was the cook of the family, always on the move, in the kitchen and all over the house. That has stopped, at least for now. Because of the generosity and goodwill of others, his house is now a construction site of sorts as different areas get renovated to make life easier for him. In this second part of our interview, we talk about this giant and sudden life transition. All things considered, how have you been doing?
I've been doing exceptional, considering the circumstance that I'm currently in. It's a big learning curve to all of a sudden lose total sight, but it is a doable situation, and I'm moving forward and learning every day.
No big anxiety, no nightmares. This is trauma.
I have not had any difficulties with nightmares or sweats at night. I've been sleeping through the night. Every now and then we'll get a wave of anxiety. Think about things that you can't do anymore, or things you may miss. I obviously can't see, so that sometimes gets a little disturbing, and I will get a wave of anxiety, but they get farther and farther apart, and they're not debilitating.
What do you tell Denny when he starts to feel bad about leaning on you too much or having to depend on you?
When Denny leans on me, it's because I know that he needs to lean on me. He tries hard to keep a lot of it inside to spare me, but when he leans on me, I tell him it's okay, we're going to be okay. And he tells me the same thing.
In a way, I suppose this could strengthen a marriage.
It makes me, it's made me appreciate my husband more. It's made me appreciate my children, my friends, my family, and
Not that I didn't appreciate them before, but it's at a very different level, a higher level.
Do you think you'll have some involvement in the law enforcement community after this?
I hope that I will. I'm going to try to be involved the best that I can, and I certainly would want to share what happened to me with new officers that are coming on. It is the best job in the world. I would trade it for nothing.
So how does one handle this kind of injustice? In all my conversations with Denny, not once has he complained. But more remarkable, not once has he mentioned his attacker or what he wishes for him. We start this third and last part of this interview talking about that perspective. I don't sense a lot of anger on your part.
That would be wasted energy, I think, on my part. I have to focus my energy on my family, on how I'm going to function, how I'm going to learn how to be blind, and how to be more independent. I really don't have time for negativity, and so I just focus on going forward.
How did you find out about this?
I was in the classroom teaching, and my iWatch kept on going off. And when I stepped out and called the number back, I had an officer on the other line, and the officer said to me that Denny was hurt. And I said, well, I will meet you there. I just thought, you know, he got hurt at work. Let me go see where he's at. It wasn't until I started talking to him more when he said, I'm at your house. I'm coming to get you. That's when I realized something was not right.
And it was touch and go initially, because I remember following it along pretty closely, especially when I heard the name. And at first it was, well, he might lose eyesight in one eye. And then it was both. I mean, and this must have, the emotion attached to this progression.
It was very difficult. It was very difficult. Emotions were at a peak, at a low. It felt like I was in just this bad dream, and I just wanted to get out of it. And the sadness that I saw from my children in their faces, and the sadness that I saw from our friends and our coworkers, it was very difficult, very, very difficult.
What message do you think the community should take away from this and what we saw just recently with Officer Kayla?
I think the community should know that there are plenty of officers like myself and Officer Kayla who are out there and who dedicate our lives to helping others. And they're there. And you might not hear about them and you might not see them. But that would be the majority of the people I work with are exceptional people. There was an exceptional group of police officers, civilians and medical personnel who, in fact, worked together and saved my life. It's an amazing thing that happened. Everything that has happened since has been overwhelming to me, and the support from the community, from the city, from the police department, from my brothers and sisters, and from strangers, from everybody. It's unbelievable, the outpour and the love and support that I've received.
You've likely noticed that we didn't talk about the incident itself. That was on purpose. Understandably, Denny does not want to say anything that might jeopardize the trial. Speaking of the trial, the man accused of attacking Wright is now in jail and charged with attempted aggravated murder, among other charges. We'll be sure to follow that court case. And a last note, and it's linked to all of this, we're going to start a new series here at News 8 called the First Responders Spotlight Award. Think Golden Apple, only for first responders. We'll depend on viewers to submit nominations, then we'll feature that first responder on air each week. All that should start soon, so please be on the lookout for it. Thank you for watching this, and thank you to the Rochester Police Locust Club for their help in all this. Most of all, though, I'd like to thank Denny and Sonia for helping to make our community what it is, a great place to live. Take care.